Nikko, one of Japan's leading tourist destinations. Here, you will be charmed by nature's bounty and will enjoy the beautiful scenery. You will also experience Japanese history at World Heritage temples and shrines. Nikko and Kinugawa, as well as the historic hot springs, are charming. Asakusa is easily accessible from the airport. It takes 2 hours from Asakusa to reach Nikko and Kinugawa via the Spacia Limited Express. Let's go to Nikko!
Making better living with functional labels and films. Connecting dreams throughout the world with our unique technology. Linking your dreams now from Japan to the world. For adhesive products, we are Lintec.
Japanese SMEs with world-class technology, quality, and safety. Innovative online matching site for finding business partners you can trust. J-Good Tech, your solution is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tokyo Skytree. Be awestruck by the panoramic view. There are so many other fun things to do after you've enjoyed the view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go, let's enjoy. This is Tokyo Skytree.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from a studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
So let's get started. First up is Dream Weavers, in which we introduce the innovations of Japan's small and mid-sized companies.
This time we look at a company that makes these.
They're makeup brushes.
Exactly, and they're called Kumano brushes and are widely used not just by cosmetic makers in Japan, but all around the world.
Well, I've been told that they're a traditional craft and made one by hand in a town called Kumano in Hiroshima Prefecture. Well, at the same time, though, similar to other traditional industries, they're also struggling with the shortage of people to carry on the craft.
Yes, that's right. And so one manufacturer called Mizuho, focusing on creating a working environment to help retain workers and also introducing training programs for young people who are interested in the craft. So take a look.
This June, an international exhibition was held at Tokyo Big Sight. On display were high-end interior design items from companies around the world proposing new lifestyle concepts. Standing out among them was this booth. Their product is makeup brushes. But why makeup brushes and an exhibition for interior goods?
Makeup brushes are mostly shown at beauty-related exhibitions, but this time we wanted to promote them as a lifestyle product, a concept we've had from the very beginning.
Makeup brushes with shapes that blend in with the interior and are exquisitely designed. Drawn in are buyers from across the country.
I feel I've discovered something new and cutting edge that you don't see in a typical market.
They are items that are unprecedented. I think our customers would be very interested, so we'd like to be the first to introduce them.
Makeup brushes that caught the attention of numerous buyers. Metal that typically keeps the hairs in place has been removed, giving them a design similar to Japanese calligraphy brushes. The makeup brushes are made by a company in Kumano, Hiroshima Prefecture, a town renowned for brush making.
Our dream has been to develop and market products under our own brand.
To create their own original brand. Carrying on that dream are his 2 daughters and son-in-law, who is also the managing director.
As makeup changes along with trends, we need to continually develop new products.
Kumano is known as the town of brushes. They say about 180 years ago, agriculture was the way of life of the residents here.
Kumano is a small town surrounded in 4 directions by mountains. In the off-season, people had to find work outside.
To earn money, many chose to make brushes. That was how the capital of brushes got its start. Kumano is home to Mizuho, established 35 years ago. 32 people work at the company, including employees and part-timers. They make 450,000 brushes every year. Most are OEM brushes, but 8 years ago they launched their own brand. Asked to visit Mizuho is photographer Akiko Nakano. She is also based in Hiroshima and specializes in portrait-type photos of local people.
I love taking pictures of people concentrating on something, and I want to get their warmth across.
How will Mizuho be portrayed through Ms. Nakano's eyes? Welcoming her is Osahiro Maruyama, the managing director. He shows her around. With their product being makeup brushes, the space inside is stylish and modern. They're displayed just like works of art.
I've had a look around. They're very stylish.
They're classical face brushes and have a slightly pointy shape. They're mainly used to apply face powder.
Wow, it's soft. This caught my eye. What is it?
It's a body brush.
It's ultra soft.
It's a body brush made from the hair of a mountain sheep's breast area. The roots are mixed with artificial hairs. Touch it and you'll feel the firmness. The firmness helps to produce bubbles.
It would really get the lather going.
It's shaped kind of like a cat's paw.
You're right. It's a paw.
Brushes for skincare. They're all brushes, but there's a range of shapes. She's taken next to the production area. The characteristics of brush hairs vary widely. Using different types and length to make powder application and separation easier. Individual adjustments are made. Once organized, they are carefully trimmed with a special blade to remove unnecessary hairs, such as those that are backward or damaged.
The blade is slid across the tips of the hairs. The cuticles of the backward ones get caught, and the hairs are pulled out.
Using just the sensation in their fingertips, they feel each hair to find and remove the bad ones. Experience is everything in this process.
What's the difference between Kumano brushes and other brushes?
With Kumano brushes, all of the ends have to be perfectly sorted. Brush ends that are simply cut are this way, but Kumano brushes feel like this on the skin.
The biggest characteristic of Kumano brushes is the brush ends. By using the hairs as they are, an exceptional texture is produced.
This is amazing.
Getting it to this stage is extremely difficult.
I want to touch the big one too.
The most difficult process in making these brushes is said to be yamadashi, meaning forming the head. The hairs are inserted into a wooden domed mold called a koma and vibrated. By putting them in the mold tip first like this, they are arranged in a convex shape. This is all to draw out the natural qualities of the hair ends. Making sure to keep the shape, the bundle of hairs is held in place using a wire.
Amazing. Have you always worked here?
I came here from a supermarket 8 years ago. He studied at Meister School and came to our company.
The Meister School is operated by the Kumano Fude Cooperative. Every year, for 3 months, a traditional brush craftsman teaches young apprentices the art of brush making.
In a town with many elderly people, we need to nurture young people to develop the brush making industry. We want them to work hard to energize Kumano going forward.
The entire town is supporting these young artisans.
This machine that's clanking is really impressive looking.
This was made by Taira.
The machine?
The machine was made by Masayuki Taira, a craftsman who's now over 70 years old. He also makes koma, an indispensable tool in the process.
All of this was made by Taira.
He must be an amazing person.
From the special platforms to set the brush neck to the footrest, various equipment was made by Mr. Taira. He is a key person of the company. The neck made when forming the head is fastened with a metal piece by manually operating a pressing machine. The handles are then attached one by one with adhesive.
Is that bamboo? Yes, the same as for calligraphy brushes. It really is a calligraphy brush. The ends are shaved so that it's easier to apply adhesive. Who shaved them? Mr. Taira. Mr. Taira again.
Mr. Taira's name comes up again. Who is this craftsman? It's time to meet him.
I finally met you.
She finally meets him, the craftsman who makes the crucial koma pieces and various other equipment, Mr. Taira. He has worked here for 12 years. Previously, he was an engineer at a car maker.
The car company I worked for didn't just make cars. They also had a manufacturing equipment division. I was going to retire at 65. This is so much fun.
You look like you're having fun.
When I wake up in the morning, I can't wait to get to work.
That's wonderful.
I get a lot of difficult requests. When I can make what's asked, there's nothing more satisfying. I have fun making things.
You're such a cool man.
A charming old man. It's obvious why everyone here relies on him.
Can I take a picture of you from outside? It's amazing how he enjoys every day. I hope I can say the same thing when I'm old.
A space where artisans work at their own pace. That's the type of company Mizuho aspires to become. A place where part-timers are welcomed and people can set their own schedule.
I get to work until 3 in the afternoon when I have to pick up my kids from school. If I suddenly need to take a day off because I'm sick or have to attend an event at my kids' school, they don't make a fuss about it. It's a very relaxed working environment. It makes you want to continue working until you retire. We're lucky to have a place where we can work even when we're old.
Mitsui & Company.
Winter in Japan. Lovely views. Heartwarming flavors. And exhilarating experiences. Discover the best Japan has to offer right here in central Japan this winter. Nagoya Railroad Group.
You're watching Channel Japan. So, Uzu-san, what's next?
Yes, next we have a report on commercial facilities that are adding regional touches to the sales floor and are successfully drawing in customers. And that's why we're going to take a look at some unique shopping malls that are being touted as examples of regional revitalization. So, take a look.
The Project Japan. Tateyama-machi, Toyama Prefecture. A town where farms stretch out in all directions. Recently, a commercial facility incorporating regional characteristics was opened here. This is a lake said to have been created when farmers were digging the ground and water gushed out. People can enjoy canoeing here.
If you waste time thinking, you lose energy.
And even an 8.5-meter tall climbing tower. This is actually a mall built by Monbel, a major outdoor goods retailer at a cost of 600 million yen. The mall is centered on the Monbel store, which offers 15,000 outdoor products. There's also a cafe and restaurant next door for shoppers. They offer various dishes made with locally grown produce, such as rice and eggs. And this is a sports bicycle specialty shop. where customers can also rent out bicycles to ride around the town.
My child won't get bored. If it's just shopping, then she'll want to go home right away, so it's great that she can play here.
The facility also has a gallery space with pictures of local mountains where customers can relax.
We believe in a place that's enjoyable for staff members and customers. The economy will naturally bubble up.
Monbel chairman Isamu Tatsuno has overseen the opening of 100 stores in Japan and overseas until now. But he says this is the first time for them to build a facility incorporating local characteristics to this extent. Before the grand opening, he laid out his vision to staff members.
Good morning. Finally, the opening day is here. As a business, we would typically be opening up in Toyama, in a bigger place than this. But there's plenty of value here. I want to create a model of success here.
There's a reason why Monbel decided to build a commercial space dedicated to outdoor activities in Tateyama. The town is actually a gateway to an internationally recognized alpine route. About 900,000 mountaineers pass through it every year. But
None.
I'm just going to go home.
until now, most mountain climbers would head to the alpine route from Toyama Station, bypassing Tateyama altogether. It's hoped that the new mall will draw them into the town and get them to spend money. It may also bring the deserted shopping arcade back to life.
Building a place like this at the entrance of the town creates a good image. I think it'll become our symbol.
On opening day, sales exceeded their initial forecast by 50%. Inside are men dressed in suits, seemingly out of place in this outdoorsy atmosphere. When we approach them,
We're from Iyama, Nagano Prefecture. We wanted to see this place and get ideas for our region. We came to find out if there's a possibility for Monbel to set up shop in Minami Uonuma as well. Our region has rice and sake, which people say are attractions.
this facility is attracting attention from other prefectures struggling to get their local economies going. How will this town take advantage of the new mall? That evening, people involved in the local tourism industry get together.
People can rent bicycles and cycle around. We need parking areas and landmarks.
They decide to work on an idea to get people to rent bicycles at Monbel and ride around the town.
Through the establishment of the mall, I think Monbel gave us the opportunity to seriously discuss effective promotional activities and strategies to generate an economic effect.
Morinomiya, Osaka. Here, too, is a commercial mall that succeeded in taking advantage of local characteristics. At first glance, it looks to be a typical facility. But look up, and there are people running at full speed. What is this? This is actually a running track, Built on the roof of this commercial facility, it's the first so-called air track in Japan.
I come every day. It's great. All the time. I'm not supposed to run because of medical reasons, so I walk. Yes.
The 300-meter track is open from 9 in the morning to 11:30 at night, and it's free of charge.
My grandchild has a sports meet, so he wanted to come here and practice.
This elderly couple is here with their 4-year-old grandchild.
Ready, go!
He struggles to keep up. On those same legs, they naturally walk down to the shopping area. This is a store selling imported foods.
We bought a lot. This was 88 yen. 3,000 some more yen in total.
They came here for a run and ended up spending 3,000 yen. The aim of this air track is actually to draw in customers to the 50 or so tenant shops. The facility is run by Tokyu Land. What's their strategy?
Within a 5-kilometer radius, there are facilities in Umeda, Shinsaibashi, Namba, Tennoji, and Abeno. To win against them, we had to do something different.
So they focused on regional characteristics. At Osaka Castle, near the mall, among the people taking leisurely strolls are runners.
Once or twice a week. Once a week here.
We're doing joint practice today for the Osaka Marathon.
In fact, Osaka Castle Park is jogging central. The company decided to draw in these runners as customers. So they proposed building a mall with a jogging course, something that had never been done. The practical details were worked out by a major general contractor, Takenaka Corporation.
The most important aspect is the experience that customers can have there. Even if it's not what they're originally after, they might buy something or discover and start a new habit. We believe that this age demands unique proposals.
So the designer, Haruya Fujiwara, proposed something unheard of: installing a jogging track on the roof. Measures were also put in place so that it could withstand the frequent earthquakes in Japan.
We thought of isolating the air track from the horizontal shaking of the structure below.
They developed a special construction method to allow vibrations to escape separately from each structure in an earthquake. They even applied for a patent. The facility was opened in April this year as a mall with an innovative architectural structure. Even while filming, people who are running inside Osaka Castle Park nearby are seemingly sucked into the mall. With such designs, the facility attracted 2.4 million customers in the first 6 months, double its initial forecast. The mall has also allowed Morinomiya to project itself as a healthy neighborhood.
Yes, very much. I can boast about it a little more and feel proud that I live here.
After its success in Morinomiya, Osaka, Tokyu Land is now building a new mall in Ginza, Tokyo. Here too, the company is discussing ideas to incorporate local characteristics to the fullest extent.
Not just shopping, culture as well. Ginza has lots of art galleries. Customers could feel like they're stepping into one.
So, they came up with the idea of building a public space. A place not to sell things, but to show art. A place that people can use casually. The grand opening is scheduled for next spring.
Capturing the characteristics of that commercial area is the key to building a commercial facility.
With the increasing number of cookie-cutter commercial facilities stifling growth in the industry, the rise of such unique, regionally rooted malls may help pave a new path.
Potenza.
We do our jobs with sincerity and integrity to make a better living environment for the people and our society. Today's work, tomorrow's heritage. Shimizu Corporation.
Let's paint a vision, your imagination. It started moving round the world. Dream car. Let's paint a vision, your imagination. It started moving round the world. From a sketch on a piece of paper. Come together now. Dream car.
Machines can do much more to unleash human potential. Pure possibility. Omron.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we have a report from TV Tokyo's World Business Satellite. So, Itsuda-san, what's the topic?
Yes, this time we'll be looking at cooking robots, especially because restaurants are facing a severe shortage of workers right now, and it's a problem that affects not just profitability, but their very survival.
So by adopting these cooking robots, they might be able to improve efficiency and reduce the big burden that small numbers of staff are being forced to shoulder.
Exactly. And so, will cooking robots be the savior of the restaurant industry? Take a look.
A restaurant in Kinshicho, Tokyo. It's lunchtime and the place is packed. They're all here for Dao Xiao Mian, Chinese knife-shaved noodles. The dough that's shaved off with a knife has an especially unique texture.
It's delicious, so I come here often.
This woman suddenly gets out of her seat and holds up her phone. She's taking a picture of what appears to be a doll. This is actually a cooking robot that works among human cooks. It looks straightforward and continues working silently.
We call this robot Restless Boy.
Developed in China, the robot is true to its name. It works from morning to night, shaving noodles without rest. In fact, this Chinese noodle shaving robot was featured in a program aired in 2011. Seeing its superhuman ability, the restaurant owner immediately traveled to China to buy one for his kitchen. So delighted that he almost cried was the noodle chef Wang Rilong.
It's heavy, tiring, and hurts my hand.
Making these noodles is grueling work. Cooks have to keep holding a piece of dough weighing more than 2 kilograms, and many suffer from tendinitis. Mr. Wang was also one of them. After the robot was installed, he switched from making noodles to fried rice, but still works regularly in the kitchen. So just how good is Restless Boy? The noodles Mr. Wang makes vary in length and thickness. But those made by Restless Boy are uniform.
Where the thickness is different, the taste ends up being different. But here, the taste is always the same. That's why I like it.
Since adopting the robot, sales have increased 30%. As it also gives the cooks relief, it's a double blessing. Cooking robots have also helped other restaurants grow revenue. The most popular dish here is special gyoza dumplings with crispy fried skin. Making the dumplings is this robot that they put to work from March.
This is a semi-automatic dumpling wrapper.
It's called Gyoza Revolution. First, the ingredients are put inside, then the skins. When the button is pressed, the ingredients drop down and are quickly wrapped. Like a seasoned cook, it makes them right away and with a fluffy texture. They say this robot makes dumplings 10 times more efficiently than a person doing it by hand. And when fried, the difference is clear. Because the robot keeps the bottom flat while wrapping, they're browned evenly and crisply. This customer says,
It was so good. I had some this morning as well.
She was so impressed that she came back for the second time on this day. The restaurant says business has been booming since the arrival of Gyoza Revolution. They showed us their sales figures. In February, before the robot, monthly revenue was 5 million yen. But in July, that had jumped about 30% to 6.6 million yen.
Sales of ramen noodles have been surpassed by gyoza. So we're glad we put a lot of effort into gyoza.
What kind of company makes Gyoza Revolution? We headed to Hamamatsu, Shizuoka Prefecture, to find out. Known as the town of Gyoza, it consumes the most dumplings nationwide. Headquartered here is Toa Industry.
This is our factory.
They specialize in making gyoza wrapping machines, which have a 60% market share in Japan. This is President Tadashi Ukei. He's a big fan of gyoza, eating them 5 days a week. The crucial metal molds for the robot are all custom made one by one, with craftsmen spending an entire day shaving them by hand. This is all to produce delicious gyoza.
Our customers have very specific requirements on the order of grams. So our craftsmen shave the metal accordingly and shape the molds to meet their needs.
They say orders domestically and internationally have increased as the reputation of the robot grows.
We've gotten orders from the US, Indonesia, and even the UAE.
On this day, a newly completed Gyoza Revolution is shipped out. It's delivered to a gyoza shop that will be opening in 2 days. Koshigaya, Saitama Prefecture. The car arrives.
Hello!
Gyoza Revolution is brought in. Waiting for it is Hiroki Nagakura and his wife. They're starting a gyoza takeout business.
We thought about it, but over the long term, the quality will be stable. Employees will come and go.
Seeing the robot, they appear happy.
It's made well.
This will be fast.
It's their first time to run a gyoza shop. Will things go smoothly? Opening day.
Welcome. Please come in.
Right away, customers arrive. Of course, they're all looking at Gyoza Revolution. It continues making the dumplings at full speed.
Give me 3 big boxes.
So far, so good. They've even prepared samples for passers-by.
It's tasty.
At around lunchtime, a line forms.
These gyoza will be loved by people here. They won't get tired of the taste.
How to make the most of cooking robots. That may be the key to survival in this fiercely competitive industry.
Let's go skiing! That's wonderful!
Icicle! Next time!
Wonderful!
Great! Excellent!
Smiles ahead! Save group!
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way? The Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
ベトナムに対してワクチンの技術援助をするとか、我々の技術を出せばですね、救われる人たちがたくさんいる。でもう一つは非常に少ない疾病の患者さんたちのための開発をやっています。いかにしたら未だ治らない病気の治療薬ができるかっていう、そこにみんなの気持ちが大体集まってます。
sport truck. New Mitsubishi Triton.
Drive at Earth Mitsubishi Motors.
Oryx is driving business in Asia through leases, investments, real estate development, energy businesses, and more. Making business more dynamic and fast-paced than ever. Oryx.
And next, we bring you a segment called Takumi from Science View, a program produced by NHK.
Takumi literally means artisan in Japanese, and it's a word often used to describe craftsmen with exceptional skills.
So, who's our Takumi today?
Yes, this time we meet an innovator who developed a way to make food soft while retaining the taste and appearance. He developed a method to retain the shape, color, taste, and even the nutritional value of the food while making it easier to eat. So, take a look.
Hi, Michelle. The Takumi, or innovator I'm going to introduce to you today, makes this. It looks like an ordinary carrot, doesn't it? But it's not. Look at this carrot. It's as soft as pudding. Today's Takumi has developed a technique that softens food ingredients using an amazing method. So how did the Takumi soften the ingredients while keeping them look the way they are? Let's go and find out the secrets. Marugame City, Kagawa Prefecture. This is the food processing factory that the Takumi works for. Hello, I'm Michelle Yamamoto.
Hello, I'm Zoda.
Today's Takumi is Hirofumi Zoda. He has been researching how to soften food ingredients for more than 10 years.
These are the softened foods that we developed.
They have prepared some carrots and other vegetables that are commonly used in Japanese dishes, but are difficult to soften, such as Japanese burdock root and lotus root. I'll try the burdock. It's very soft. Once it's in the mouth, it melts. There's no need to bite. I'm very surprised. And the flavor is strong and distinct too.
We soften the ingredients without spoiling their original flavors.
The softening method that the Takumi developed not only softens the ingredients, but it also retains the flavor and color. Even the nutrients remain almost unchanged. Why did the Takumi develop such vegetable softening methods?
I first heard that there are some people who are in hospitals and cannot eat ordinary meals. I thought I needed to do something about it.
Those people who have lost their teeth due to age or by illness, and for those who have failing power to chew, eating hard food is a difficult task. For those with that kind of trouble, minced food and paste food was conventionally developed. But people were not happy with it because it did not look appetizing and they weren't able to distinguish what they were eating. To solve that problem, the Takumi started the development of the vegetable softening method. How do you actually soften these?
We use a method called vacuum enzyme infusion into food materials enhanced by freeze-thaw.
Vacuum enzyme infusion into food materials enhanced by freeze-thaw was an existing technique that inserted substances equally into foodstuffs. It inspired the Takumi that by applying the technique, it would soften the food materials. So what exactly is vacuum enzyme infusion into food materials enhanced by freeze-thaw? These are some boiled vegetables that have been frozen and then thawed. Oh, there are still pieces of fibers that remain in my mouth. Next, Zoda brought some liquids. and soak the vegetables in them. Then they're put into a decompression machine. Large amounts of bubbles can be seen coming out of the vegetables.
The air from the food escapes as air bubbles, and instead, the enzyme liquid penetrates inside the food.
The liquid we saw earlier was an enzyme liquid. The enzyme breaks down the substance between the cells that works like glue. This was how the food material retained its shape and nutrients. By using the vacuum enzyme infusion into food materials enhanced by freeze-thaw, the air in between the cells is pushed out, and instead, the enzymes permeate throughout the food. This was the plan to soften the vegetables. But there was a problem.
There are several hundred types of enzymes that are commercially available. I would test one and taste the food. It was a continuous trial and error.
Depending on the types of vegetables, some lose their colors and flavor. So there was a need to choose the right enzyme for each vegetable. Presently, there are 70 types of enzymes used to make the same amount of softened vegetables. Right now, the Takumi softened vegetables are used in hospitals.
Well, it's truly amazing that the shape is the same, but you can break it apart with chopsticks or a spoon.
And it's not just the softness, but by keeping the fresh colors of the vegetables, the food also definitely looks more appetizing.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so join us again next week.